1047 KISS FM, John J. and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. The text line, you text JJR and whatever you want to say to us to the number 96893. Here is a text. John J. and Rich, the Kyle and Fish Couples Therapy podcast is the best one yet. I love their chemistry and banter. Kyle's so incredible, and it was nice to see her shine even more than she does on the show.
Aww.
That's sweet.
The numbers.
Necessarily know if I agree.
The couples podcast with Kyle and Fish have already doubled the numbers everybody else is already.
It's amazing. What?
Yeah, it's
Look
huge.
at you go.
It's huge.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I like hearing everybody on this show kind of talks to their sig others differently than they talk in here. And I feel like I talk to you guys and hear your voices more than anybody else's, but the way you communicate with your spouse, it's a different tone. And hearing Kyle do her thing with Fish is funny because you can tell that she both is like a delight for him, and then he's sort of like, I don't know what to do. Am I right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You can hear the couples podcast on our on-demand channel. Now, there's a text here that just came in. It says, what the heck happened to the couples therapy podcast? Half of it has horrible echo. I thought that was somehow fixed because that happened to me too. You know, but how does that...
Well, last night we had a group text going with that, and I didn't know because, like Scott, my husband, he does this for a living, so I just kind of let him handle it. Mm-hmm. And he says he went in to, investigate after I read him the text. I was like, something's wrong with the audio, and he's like, what? So I guess he went back, and he said when he pulled the teases so we could talk about it last week going up to it, he apparently left them in. So where those were, there was echo because it was literally playing twice. And he's like, honestly, I didn't think anyone would download it. So
I thought it was me.
More people have downloaded than ever before. It's funny. So
it's fixed now. So he sent you audio. It's fixed. There won't be anything of that.
Okay, well, this text came in 15 minutes ago. So I hope it's fixed, unless they downloaded it and it was on their phone. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. But anyway, it was I listened to most of it because the echo came. And then it's funny, out of all the days we've all had our Dropped Our Couples podcast, it's been on a Sunday. I had nothing going on. Yesterday, we dropped the Couples podcast, and it's Easter, it's church, it's brunch, it's family.
Anyone listens.
It's so hard to listen to the full thing, so I still have a little bit of time. But what I did here was awesome. So again, it's the Couples Therapy podcast, Kyle and Fish. And it is on our on-demand channel. It is great listening to it. And I love the AI songs that he made.
Oh, yeah. They're funny.
Yeah, those made me laugh.
They
were terrible.
I loved it. So get this. So on Friday, I have this friend of mine. Her name's Carly. And she's such a great human being. Her and her husband are just such good people. And they have this, I guess it's a med spa. I don't know. It used to be where they mostly deal with people that have had cancer or alopecia and lost all their hair so they can have your hair grow back. They have all these great ways and mechanisms to work with. They work with a lot of women to get their hair back. And she started adding new things. And she had some kind of party. And she invited my wife and I. And when we went, every room at her facility had something else going on. I was there. She asked me to go to do a scalp, what's it called? Hydrofacial. So the hydrofacial on your face, right? A scalp hydrofacial on my head. And so it was like a facial, but on my head. It was really cool and it felt good. In another room, they were doing different things. And in one room, there was one girl there and she was getting her eyebrows tinted and her eyelashes tinted. And I was like, I want to try that. And they go, come on in. So I did it, right? And they did my eyelashes and they did my eyebrows.
I can tell.
Because I had some gray in my eyebrows. And I was like, I shouldn't have gray in my eyebrows at 38 years old.
Right, of course.
So apparently my eyebrows are so thick that it sucked in all that. My eyebrows were so I look like the dad from Schitt's Creek.
You look like you should be drumming for Green Day.
Oh, it's terrible. I look like Bert from Ernie and Bert. My wife, everyone started laughing hysterically. Couldn't handle it. They started grabbing nail polish remover and alcohol, and they were scrubbing my eyebrows to get them all off.
They are dark.
Every day they were trying to get them. Even this morning before I came in, I was trying to shampoo them out, and it's just so dark. So you can tell right now.
Oh yeah.
It took me a second. When I walked in, I didn't have my glasses on, but now I have my super studio glasses on. You could really tell.
Peyton, what do you think?
I think they look fine. I actually didn't notice that you had gotten them done.
Good, because I think right now they look okay, presentable. But I got this message from this woman yesterday, and I was thinking about posting it, where it's a very serious message. She's very depressed. She doesn't want to live her life anymore, and she's like, is there anything you do to cheer me up? And I sent her a picture of the day that I got my eyebrows done. I go, how about this? And she was like, oh my God, you just made my day. So I thought, oh, okay. It was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was worth it. My eyebrow. In fact, Carly messaged me the next day in the afternoon. She goes, oh my God, I'm having lunch. And I just started laughing hysterically, thinking about your eyebrows. So I'll post that up on my Instagram at John J. Van Ness so you can see my eyebrows. But
you look like you have a penetrating question for everyone at all times.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's just terrible. Thick black eyebrows with my face. But Peyton, I mean, you know something like that happened with you and your family?
Yeah, so yesterday I went over to my parents' house for Easter, and I walked into, like, on my parents' side. And the first thing my dad said, he's like, dang, you need some sun. And I was like, first of all, excuse me. Like, hi, hello to you too. Happy Easter. Like, that's going to be the first thing that you say to me. And I'm like, justice for us half-breeds out here. Like, I get so pale in the winter. It's like I look like a ghost. Like, I look sickly. And then in the summer, my melanin be popping. It be coming through, my freckles. It's a totally different person. And so I just was like, thanks, Dad. And I, like, went home and did self-tanner on my face. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, so your mom is very fair, right? Very fair-skinned.
Yeah, my mom's white and my dad's black.
Yeah.
So I get
your
the
mom
best
is way
of both
white.
worlds.
Yeah, she's super white.
Your mom is way white. right?
Yeah. So she gets really pale. And I got home and I told my boyfriend Kadeem, he was like, well, that's just the name of the game. You got to deal with that. And I was like, whatever. That's so annoying. Like, leave me alone.
So when you tan outside, your freckles come out.
Oh, yeah. And, like, not just my freckles, like, my melanin in general. Like, I get a lot more tan, you know, very caramel.
Like a superhero. You got the best of both worlds.
Exactly. I give, like, swirl ice cream cone, you know?
Which are delicious.
Yeah.
So do you have self-tanner on right now?
Yeah, on my face. I put self-tanner on, and I went to sleep with it, and then I woke up, I washed my face, and then I did my makeup.
Isn't that funny, though? The things your dad says to you, they stick. It's like, they cut deep.
Yeah.
It also goes the other way around.
Excuse you, this is my mom's fault.
My kids have been ripping on my eyebrows for 3 days.
Yeah, if you had Peyton's skin right now, if you had John Jay's eyebrow color right now, look out.
I mean, honestly, I feel like John Jay and his eyebrows and stuff reminds me of when I came in here like a year and a half ago with a hat on because my eyebrows looked a hot mess. And Grant was walking around with fake mustaches on his eyebrows making fun of me.
That was the best day. I put fake mustaches on my eyes and was walking around being like, I'm Peyton, everybody.
Yeah, my son Jake thought that I got punched in the face. He thought that I had a black eye. Dutch has been ripping on my eyebrows nonstop. All his friends come over. Try not to look at his eyebrows. So it goes both ways, parents and kids. I guess it depends on who you are, the personality, who they come after. Kyle, let's come up with 3 things you need to know.
Pope Francis was 88 years old, has passed away. The Vatican made the announcement less than a day after he made a high-profile public appearance on Easter. His death will prompt a period of mourning, after all, which cardinals under the age of 80 will go convene to pick the next leader of the Catholic Church. I just remember, like, they go, and then when the smoke comes out of the building or something, they've picked a new guy.
Yeah, they can't talk about it. It has to be, you got to pray and vote for somebody. You got to get 2/3 of the vote, and then they say that way, you know, God picks the next one.
Typically takes about 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm sure you'll be seeing this all over the news and social media until they have made a choice. Now, with the economic uncertainty that we live in, right? Everyone is like, what do we do? How do we keep the money that we're making? How do we make more money? They say most young investors are actually turning to social media, financial influencers, which they are calling finfluencers. Now, experts are saying, well, it seems convenient to get your financial information on social media. You have to remember, most of these finfluencers aren't always certified financial planners or formally trained, and may make it harder for you to know whether or not you can actually trust their information. Do they actually know what they're talking about, or are they just really good on social media? Be careful. It's like just a warning there. We check our phones, you guys, over 200 times a day. 200 times a day, whether you realize it or not. And there's been times where I'm holding my phone and I'm like, why am I looking at my phone right now? I don't need anything. And I try to put it away. They say it's borderline compulsion, and what they're calling it is digital self-harm. Turns out it's all by design. I mean, social media and smartphones, they're designed to sort of hijack your brain with dopamine hits. You go on social media, the likes, the memes, the headlines, those little red hearts. Even without the social media, if you deleted social media from your phone, you'd still be checking your text messages, going on the internet. And they say the impact is real. Now, there's a simple way to cut that down. They say, listen, you don't have to quit your social media altogether. You don't have to quit your phone altogether, but they do recommend cutting your social media use to just 30 minutes a day can lower your anxiety, lower depression, lower loneliness. One study actually found taking a break from the internet alone can actually improve your mental health for better than taking antidepressants. So
I saw this picture, or several pictures of this artist took of people on their phones, and he deleted their phones from the photos. And when you see the photos, it's so sad.
Everyone's just looking down.
It's just sad.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird though? Like I know, like if I'm out to dinner with my wife, she should go to the bathroom. I try not to look at my phone, and all I'm thinking about is why am I not looking at my phone?
It's hard.
It is really hard.
Yeah. They say if you are trying to improve this area of your life, you can start by using no screens first thing in the morning, turn off all non-essential notifications, switch to grayscale because it makes your phone less interesting to your brain. Definitely put your phone away and out of reach during meals and conversations, and pause before your scroll and ask yourself, what am I actually looking for? And if the answer is nothing, don't use it.
But that's fun.
So yesterday,
simple changes like that can make a big difference.
Yesterday, I sat on the couch all day and I watched all of season 2 of 1923. But my phone was upstairs in our bathroom. I try not to be on my phone at all. And here I am watching a scene. I'm like, that looks like somebody I know. I wonder who that is. And I go to grab my phone. I don't have it. Then another scene happens. I go, I know that actor. Let me get my phone and look. I don't have it. I'm like, oh. So I waited to the end of the day, and I tried to remember what I was going to look up, and I looked it up, and I was right.
Yeah. Good.
Did you finish the 1923?
Not yet.
Oh, it's really, really good.
It's funny because I really like that show, but it's like I can take breaks from it.
That's what I did. Except for yesterday.
It didn't sound like you took a break from it.
No, well, believe me, I watched everything else too. Like I would go, there's a show I watch in the sauna. There's a show I watch on the couch. There's a show I watch upstairs.
Right. And that's 3 things you need to know.
By the way, it was Gilles Marini. Gilles Marini was the guy that was in you remember him Dancing with the Stars? Did he win Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. He was a friend of ours a long time ago, and he's in 1923. Darlene, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up?
I have a question for John Jay. John Jay, I think you're kind of like me. I don't do social media at all.
Same.
No Facebook, no Twitter, nothing. And I think you can be that same way. Am I right?
I could if I didn't have this job. Let's say I worked at a bank, I would not have social media.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You wouldn't be, because you like to know about stuff.
You've filmed everything
because
your
I
whole
have
life.
this job. If I didn't have this job,
I feel like you use it differently because it's job. I think if you had a job at a bank, you would literally just use it as your scrapbook.
Maybe.
But because you have this job, you use it differently.
I wouldn't be as obsessed with posting and being on top of what's going on. Because there's nothing going on in the world right now that I don't know about. I'm on it. But does that answer you, Darlene, or no?
There's no way John Jay could work at a bank.
And you know what? If I was in your type of job, you know what? I'm sorry. I would probably have to quit because I would be so stressed because I would have to use it. I am extremely private, and what you don't want people to know, you don't say anything.
Right.
True. Like I was not going to talk about my eyebrows. I was not going to post about how dark my eyebrows were the other day, but I did. I just posted it right now because I helped this woman. You know what I mean? So.
And even if, and you know what's so weird? Even if I'm like, gosh, I bet you that looks funny and stuff. But do you think I'm going to go on there or wherever you have it to look? No. I just trust your word.
You should. It's very funny.
You should trust her. All
right, Darlene. Darlene, have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. Bye. It's time for Peyton's prediction. What's the vibe today, Peyton?
I'm going to tell you what your inner child is as a cartoon character based on your zodiac sign.
Hi, Daisy. Good morning. What's your sign?
Cancer.
Okay, Cancer, you're giving Blue from Blue's Clues. You're quiet, you're gentle, and you're always in tune with everyone's emotions. You are that kid giving your stuffed animals therapy and writing love notes to your mom on the daily. My little softies.
That is very true. I hope you have a blessed day.
You too, Daisy.
Bye, Daisy.
Dion.
Hi, I'm a Leo.
Okay, Leo, just like me. So, Dion, we are giving Kim Possible, obviously. We are saving the day, being the main character, and pulling up to kindergarten like it was the red carpet. We didn't just want attention. We deserved it, especially when we were little kids.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dion. How about Pisces?
Yeah, Rich is my Pisces. Richie, you were Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, a softie with some huge eyes and too many imaginary friends and a secret dark side that came out when people messed with your favorite toy. You were sweet, but not to be tested.
Do not mess with the Powerpuff Girls. That is for real.
Yep.
How about Libras?
Kyle, my Libra, you were totally spies in a one-kid show. Obsessed with aesthetic, matchmaking your dolls, and solving all the drama on the playground like it was a soap opera. Equal parts style for you and peacekeeper for my Libras.
That's so funny. Accurate.
Virgo?
John Jay, you were Velma from Scooby-Doo. Before you even knew how to spell jinkies, you took class jobs way too serious. You had a clipboard for your chores, and you judged anyone who colored outside the lines. You were tiny, tired, and too wise for your own good.
Very tiny. All right. If we didn't get your sign there, I'll post it on our website, johnjaneandrich.com. How was Easter for everybody in the room? Was there an Easter vibe? Like, how did the new basket go for your daughter?
Great. She didn't even mention anything about it, but she didn't say she was disappointed. So I count that as a win. Easter was really fun for us. I feel like we went up to Payson and my kids were not excited about it because the last time we went up to Payson to see my mom, we had to go see the Easter Bunny. And Easton with any type of mascot, he's not into it at all. So the Easter Bunny was at the egg hunt, but he stayed far away from him, avoided him. So there was no issues other than just getting nervous about that. But other than that, I thought it was really fantastic.
I got up in the morning with my wife and whatever. I walked downstairs, go in the kitchen, and there's 2 Easter baskets there. And I was like, man, this woman, just like, I never thought about it. I never, because camp is in Hawaii, but Jake and Dutch were home. Like, she still gives them Easter baskets.
It's awesome.
I know, but it just blew me away because she never said to me, hey, I'm going to get Easter baskets. Hey, I'm going to do it. So when I saw it, I was just as surprised as, well, I don't know if they were surprised, but I was like, oh my God.
Did you get an Easter basket yourself?
No. No.
I took one of Kyle's ideas because my kids are, my oldest son is 21, but he still wants to do an Easter egg hunt. My daughter was home from college. She was way into it. So Kyle came up with the plan for us and we did it. So Kyle's like, you should get prizes and have them hunt for Easter eggs with clues for what the prizes are. So we had DoorDash gift cards because my kids love that. Starbucks, In-N-Out, and like a Visa gift card. So they all competed to spell out a word to get the gift card. Kyle, your idea worked great.
They loved it?
They loved it.
Yay!
They loved it.
So they got to spell out a word.
To get the gift card. And then once you win, then you're out. Then
Spell out a word that you find the egg and there's a letter
so
in
it's
each
like it's
egg.
Visa or, it could be DoorDash was Dash.
So, like, each egg has a letter in it, and then you open the egg and bring it and put it on the table on top of the thing, and then the last person to spell Visa or cash gets the prize.
Oh, but everybody's working together to spell the word.
Yeah.
Whoever finishes the word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
pretty
can trade letters and all that stuff.
That's
and
fun.
they even traded prizes. But it was cool. It makes it, for older kids, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
It was huge.
What about you, Peyton?
Hey.
My Easter was chill. Actually, I had like 2 Easter parties that we did. Like, I have like my big family party that we always do, and then I went over to my parents' house with my nephews, and that was fun. I got to help like my little nephew's Easter egg hunt and open up their huge baskets. I did get a golden egg. I got $50. So hey,
Woo.
Is it Easter where you guys dress up too or something? Or there's something, I remember you saying something like your dad did something on Easter.
Oh, well, so like my family has like a really long-standing tradition where we do like an Easter egg hunt for all the little kids, and all the little kids like get all their toys and their stuff like that, but we also give them gag gifts, which is always
Gag
super
gifts,
fun.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
You
we
do,
always do
your
gag
dad like has done gag gifts across the line.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So
Did you
it's
get-
definitely a staple part of my childhood, but I don't think a lot of people would agree with it and how we go about
The
it.
gifts are like highly inappropriate.
Oh, like you can't talk about them on the air.
Yeah, no,
I don't even know if you can describe one of them.
It's for the parents.
so you do the kid
It's
thing,
not
then the
for
parent
kids.
thing, then the parent thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's always like the parents, it's always for the kids. What about the parents? So for Christmas, we always do like, we call it Hornswoggle, and it's like our version of a white elephant, but it's like $300 gifts and stuff like that.
Oh.
So it's like, we have a good time. Yeah.
You know what happened to me this weekend? Get this. I don't know if I've talked about this on the air or not, but I take a little testosterone once a week, because as you get older in your 30s, you start to lose your testosterone. And so I have to give myself a shot, and I do it pretty much every Monday. And it's on my butt. So I switch butt cheeks, right? This Monday, last week, I think I gave it to myself wrong. And apparently I hit what's called the sciatica nerve.
Ouch.
And it was very, very, very painful. If you remember, I was limping.
Yeah.
Remember last week?
Yeah.
I wasn't limping because I tripped.
We thought there was a real problem. In fact, you could see the limp in our running video we posted on our social media.
It was because of my sciatica, not because I fell in the front yard. It was
okay.
because of my sciatica. So it was now healing. And I started Googling. I was talking to my doctor. And apparently it takes like a week and a half when you hurt your sciatica for it to heal. So over the weekend, it was a beautiful day, and my son Dutch wanted to go hiking, and it hurt for me to walk, but I was like, okay, I'll go hiking because I'm going to spend time. He's never asked me that before. So my wife and my son's friend, we went hiking, and it hurt when I was limping, and we went on this pretty long hike, and I was doing okay, but still I was leading the pack. And then on the way down, different story. Something happened. So once we get down, like they're way ahead of me. I can't even walk. I'm hurting so bad. When we get done hiking, I literally can't walk. I get home and I can't move. Like I feel like handicapped. Like I literally cannot get out of bed. I cannot stand. It's and it's excruciating pain. So I end up going to the hyperbaric chamber. I end up going to cold plunge hot tub. I go see my doctor again, and they're like, "Why would you go on a hike? That's so stupid." Like I shouldn't have gone on a hike, I guess, right? So it's gotten a lot better in the last 2 days, but I was like, I didn't know how I was going to get in here.
Wow.
That's how bad it was.
You really hurt yourself.
I'm not kidding. That's how bad it was.
But it looked bad when we were doing the run. Like afterwards, it looked like you were really...
But that was because of the sciatica, not the ankle. On top of that, then my eyebrows go dark. I got dark eyebrows. I have a horrible lip. I can't walk. Like even, I was walking to the bathroom on the way at a restaurant yesterday. I had breakfast. I drove to this place we usually walk for breakfast. We drove there. I go to the bathroom. This guy in a booth goes, "Hey, buddy, looks like you're in some pain." He goes, "What happened?" And I look at him, and he's sitting with his wife and kids. I go, "Do you really want me to say what happened?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "I give myself a testosterone shot, and I hit the sciatica and everything." And then I went hiking, and I give him this whole spiel. And then he looks at me, and then I limped to the bathroom. I walk out of the bathroom. Like, it was terrible. It was really, I don't know if you ever hurt your sciatica, but it is terrible pain.
That sounds terrible.
This morning, I had to give myself the testosterone shot, but I did it on the different butt cheek, and it's fine right now. So I think I did it right.
I can't believe you were able to do that yourself.
I've done it myself for 5 or 6 years now.
That's like you need a friend for that.
I don't have friends. It's time for Stacks and Hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has life hacks. There was a big article in the Wall Street Journal the other day about nicknames. The writer has 5 kids and was surprised none of them or their friends have any nicknames for each other. Are nicknames going away? I don't know. I got a nickname for Rich, right? I call him Herb.
Yeah.
My kids have nicknames for their friends, so I think nicknames are still around. That's just from my view.
Yeah, I think so. Seems like they're still popping.
And if they aren't, bring them back.
Addie's flag football team last season, they just wanted nicknames on their jerseys.
Cute.
So
that's
that
good.
every kid had like a nickname on their jersey.
Isn't that wild? That would be like, I don't know much about the Wall Street Journal, but I thought it was like, serious stuff. Like they do an article on nicknames. Sounds kind of silly. I see that in People Magazine or something.
Slow news day.
A new report says that first dates that involve something active like hiking are 25% more likely to lead to a second date than meetups at bars, restaurants, or coffee shops.
Pass. I don't want you to see me all sweaty and gross.
Oh, I would rather go on a date where you're like doing something.
I mean, like we can go to Dave and Buster's and play some
that
video
works.
Yeah, that's something
games.
active,
Okay,
I think.
okay, then
Yeah.
that works then. I'm not going hiking though.
A TikTok mom is going viral after counting up all the gadgets her family has with screens. She and her husband have 4 kids, 24 different screens, an average of 4 per person. Here it is.
My 2-year-old's iPad, my 5-year-old's iPad and his AAC, my 7-year-old's iPad, my 10-year-old's iPad and his iPhone, my iPad, my iPhone, and my Switch, and my watch, and my MacBook, my husband's iPad, my husband's iPhone, and his watch. Each of the 2 older boys have a PS5.
That's too much. I had to stop it. I'm counting mine as I hear hers, and I'm just thinking it's sick.
A lot of
too much.
screens.
A team of scientists claim to have discovered a new color that no human has ever seen before. It's apparently a blue-green color. The scientists have called OLO, O-L-O.
I saw it, and it looks like blue-green. It doesn't look like
No,
anything.
you've never seen it before.
Well, they say you've never seen
That's
it.
not true. You've never seen it.
It just, I don't know what they're doing, but sure, whatever. Olo exists.
Okay, get this. The first human versus robot half marathon in China happened, and it was won by humans.
Right on.
Yes.
Let's go.
If you're on a dating app, chances are you've been hat-fished. That's when someone wears a hat to hide the fact that they're balding. Saying please and thank you to ChatGPT is wasting millions of dollars in computing power, by the way. That's
Why?
I don't know. I didn't click on the rest of it, but I was just like, I'm so polite to my ChatGPT.
Same.
So
You don't want the robots to come back and be like, you never said please.
Sinners won the box office, $45 million opening weekend. I was at home watching TV, and my sons had all their friends over yesterday or the other day, and one of them comes up and goes, "Have you seen Sinners yet?" And I said, "No." And they said, It was the scariest movie they've ever seen, is what they said. And they also said it was fantastic. They said, because I was watching 1923, which is a Western. And they said, it's a Western and then turns into a vampire movie.
Yeah, and it's not this. It is Scaredy Cat approved, first of all, because I'm a Scaredy Cat, and I thought that movie was phenomenal, 10 out of 10. I wish I could go and watch that movie for the first time again. It's
Really?
it's set in like American South, like where there's segregation and things like that, and then it does turn into a vampire movie. So it kind of gives you like Get Out vibes, but it's vampires. It's actually fascinating.
Is it the Get Out guy? Is it
No,
Jordan
it's
Peele?
not Jordan Peele. It's Ryan Coogler, the guy that did Black Panther.
Oh, yeah, he does good movies.
Yeah, he did. Him and Michael B. Jordan do a phenomenal job. So Michael B. Jordan plays twin brothers. So it's kind of like a Parent Trap kind of filming situation. But he plays twin brothers. Haley Steinfeld is the love interest. And when they casted her, I was like, I don't know if I can see her like acting with Michael B. Jordan. She knocked that role out of the park. I was
Really?
like, whoa. I was like so impressed with her. Such a good movie.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
When you wake up in the middle of the night, John Jay, what do you do?
I do so many different things. Like I had such a rough night last night. So I don't know, I pray, I count.
Are you up for a long time? Are you up for 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
I don't know. I keep my eyes closed.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so there's a hack. In fact, it's from the Sleep Doc, who we've even had in here. He said when you wake up in the middle of the night, the last thing you should do is look at that big clock that you have on your nightstand. Because he said even though you might have 3 or 4 hours to sleep, your brain sees what time it is and starts calculating the fact that you're not getting enough sleep, and that gets in your head. So if you buy an alarm clock beside your phone, like make sure it's one that doesn't have a very bright display that wakes you up in the middle of the night so you can see what time it is. And the last thing you should do, says the Sleep Doc, is look at your phone because it puts you in problem-solving mode right away. If there's a text, if there's an alert, you start going through your day, and that will cause you anxiety too. So when you have to get up and go pee or whatever, need a drink, do that, but try to avoid the clock, go right back to bed and sleep to the alarm. And he says don't use your snooze either because that interrupts your sleep too. Sleep till the last moment that you possibly can. All that from the Sleep Doc, and those tips are all up at johnjandrich.com.
There's a TikTok trend from 10 years ago that's making a comeback. And it's hit a couple of us on the show. We'll get into it after 24K Golden. It's John J. and Rich. We're commercial free on KISS.
Why you always in the mood? Messing around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. Why you always in the mood? Messing around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. I can never get attached. When I start to feel I'm unattached, somehow I was in a feeling bad. Baby, I am not your dad. It's not all you want from me. I just want your company. Girl, it's obvious, elephant in the room. And we're part of it, don't act so confused. And you love starting it, now I'm in the mood. Now we arguing in my bedroom. We play games of love.
It's John J. and Rich. Our phone number 877-937-1047. Text us, text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893. The John J. and Rich Couples Therapy Podcast dropped yesterday with Kyle and her husband Fish, blowing up. You get it wherever you get the John J. and Rich On Demand podcast, so iHeartRadio or Spotify or wherever you get podcasts. Apple Podcasts is up there. Search John J. and Rich afterwards. You can hear Kyle and her husband. It's a great podcast. So my son Dutch says to me the other day, he goes, hey, I want to do blah. Would you do it? And I was like, huh? And he asked me if I would do the Ice Bucket Challenge, right? And I was like, how old is that? And I thought, and he goes, oh, no, it's big. Everyone's doing it. So all of a sudden I get this Instagram.
Thank you, Nalia, for nominating me for the
Wrong one,
USC
that's
Speaker
Peyton.
My Ice.
Thank you, Britt Schultz, for nominating me. I nominate John J. Van Ness, Kev Van Ness, and James Richardson.
And then I guess happened to you too, Peyton.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nalia, for nominating me for the USC Speaker My Ice Bucket Challenge, and I'm nominating Coach Bright, Coach Payton, and Coach Vicks. Janiyah White and Shay Way. You have 24 hours.
Oh, do you have 24 hours?
Yeah, that's what they say. You have 24 hours to do it. So this go around, it's for the USC Speaker Mind Challenge. I think it's like focusing on mental health and things like that.
Oh.
And all these kids are doing, I mean, it's very big, I feel like, in high school and middle school. And they get a big bucket of ice and they pour it on your head, and it's exactly what we did 10 years ago with the ALS Ice Challenge. So when I got that from one of my players, I was like, I already did this 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, why do I need to do this again? But I guess I got 24 hours, so we'll see.
Well, it's funny because Dutch came over and asked me if I would do it. And I said, I guess so. And he goes, Kemp's going to do it. He goes, I'm not going to ask Jake because there's no way Jake would do it. So Jake, my oldest son, I said, hey, your brother wants to know if you do the Ice Bucket Challenge. He goes, no. I go, he didn't want to ask you because he thought you'd say no. He goes, no, I'm not going to do it. So
He was right.
That's why I didn't know you got 24. What's funny about the Ice Bucket Challenge is when Dutch, so 10 years ago, when he was 8, he did the Ice Bucket Challenge all by himself to himself. And I have it on film. Like, I remember him going there. Just pouring that water on himself.
He'd be a time traveler.
I know. Peyton, what were you saying about your boyfriend Kadeem and lack of sleep?
Oh my goodness. Okay, last night I'm getting ready to go to bed, and yesterday it was Easter, so it was like, high energy, and I was ready to go to bed. And I'm in the bed, and I don't like having the TV on when I go to sleep. But I know that I go to sleep a lot earlier than he does, so I'm like, okay, compromise. Relationships are full of compromise. Sure, you can listen to the TV while I go to sleep, because I can fall asleep with the TV on. I just prefer not to. Anyway, so I'm listening. I'm trying to go back to sleep. I'm trying to fall asleep, and I hear this aggravating, annoying voice. And I look at the TV, and he's watching Power, which is fine. He always watches Power, but it's season 2 of Power, and Angela's still alive, and I hate her character. And so I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, if you're going to watch the TV, can you just put on season 5 of Power when Angela's dead so I don't have to hear her annoying voice?
That's a compromise. That's a good compromise.
But yeah, like you said, compromises.
Yeah, I ended up knocking right out after I complained to him about it, so I don't know if he ended up changing it or not. But like, who wants to go to bed to their most hated character on TV? No one.
Nobody.
Couldn't he watch it on headphones on his phone or something?
Yeah,
or no,
could.
or watch it in a living room, or are you sleeping in the living room?
When I go to bed, it's time for him to come to bed.
Oh, so you make
Like,
him. You make him go to bed with you.
Yeah, well, I don't make him, but I'd be like, it's time to go to bed, and he trots along with me, and we go to sleep.
You guys got to discover the glory, because I know a lot of people need dialogue to go to sleep. I kind of like dialogue to go to sleep. That's why YouTube's so great, because you can watch like hours of, like for me, they stack up like 8 Ancient Aliens in a row, and you can watch something that's just like you can sort of listen to it. Or my wife watches Love is Blind Sweden, where they've got to dub it all over, and it's like it's just dialogue. You don't need to watch anything.
No,
It's
feel
like
that.
almost
Her, but her
interesting.
husband's or her boyfriend's watching. Her
Yeah,
boyfriend's
it's
watch
not me.
keeping her
I
up.
don't want the
but
TV on.
you have to get him to watch something boring for you when you're going to sleep.
Well, he uses YouTube all the time. He watches Drewski's videos all the time, and then he's just cracking up and he's laughing. And it's like, leave me alone. I'm trying to go to sleep, but I really can fall asleep in any situation. So,
Okay, so I'll take it.
whatever.
This is really lame, but it's so true. Like I Sunday nights for me are so stressful to go to sleep. We got a whole week of shows. I'm really worried about what we're gonna do and everything, and so I need to get to sleep. So it's very hard for me to sleep. And my wife loves to read, and she's always reading. And we had this couch in our room, in a corner. That when we moved into the house, it was like, this is where I can read, right? But she likes to read in bed with me. And I have the CPAP machine on, and I put a pillow over my eyes, but I can still see the light come in from under the pillow. So I'm trying to sleep, and then she's like, I can hear her turn the page. I can hear her like move, and I can feel the bed move a little bit. And so I go to sleep. Let's say I'm 15, 20 minutes into it, I think a REM cycle. And also I can hear her close the book and then go turn off the light. And it wakes me up. And I get so pissed off. But it's not TV.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we, that walking on eggshells?
Yeah,
It's like,
it couldn't be any more quiet.
The other night, though, on Friday or Saturday night, she went to sleep in that area, or she went to go read in that area. And when she was done, she came to bed, never felt a thing. I was fine. So she texted me this morning, and she's like, I had a rough night's sleep. And I'm like, you had a rough night's sleep. But it's like, how do I say it? You were reading too loud.
You need to get her one of those.
That doesn't make any sense. I have to wait till I'm in person with her and explain to her what she did. What were you saying, Peyton?
You got to get her one of those little reading lights that you hook onto the book, so your lights can be out, and then she has this small little light that just oversees the book.
My sleep score is a 64. Look at all the red. Look at all the red.
Look at all that.
All your wife's fault.
It is.
Right.
She's trying to.
I slept 5 hours last night.
Nothing will mess up a morning show person than somebody screwing with their sleep, and it doesn't take much.
That is true.
I always said to Stacey too, I'm like, could you do your rituals like earlier? Because I'm falling asleep, and then she's taking her night stuff, and she's stretching in the bed. before she goes to sleep. Like, can you do that before I jump in? But it doesn't matter. If somebody messes with your sleep, doesn't matter what they're doing,
That's
right?
so true. I just like listening to you guys right now. I just feel like an extra sense of gratitude for Scott, because usually he's ready to go to bed before me and I wake up before him. So like if he did what Kadeem did and watch TV or YouTube at all, like I can't fall asleep if I hear people talking. My brain just listens. Like I'm a natural eavesdropper. So like, no matter what, I would stay awake. Like it would drive me insane. So, oh wow, I feel lucky. Thanks, guys. You just made my day.
I feel lucky. Yeah, now I'm trying. I don't know what kept my wife up. She said she had a bad night's sleep, but here's what I think it was. So last night, before she talks to all our kids, all three of our kids, all the time, right? No matter what, every day she has to talk to them. And last night she was FaceTiming with our son Kemp, who's in Hawaii, and he's with his girlfriend. And he comes home in 2 weeks, I think, and she's coming with him.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. It's getting so serious.
For a week.
And she's staying with you guys?
She's staying with us. So Blake says, now you have to understand the way my wife was brought up. Like, there's no funny business. Like, when we were, like, she will never fool around with me if her dad is in the same area code as us, right? Like, she might hear it. There's nothing. Like, when we were dating and if I went on a trip with them, I slept in my own room, whatever, right? So she says to Kemp on FaceTime, she goes, yeah, I'm going to get Catherine's room ready. And he goes, room ready? Isn't she going to just sleep with me? And my wife went through. She was like, he put me in a really uncomfortable position. Okay, we got a lot to get to. Let's start off with Coachella, shall we?
We shall. Ed Sheeran made his Coachella debut. Tom Brady was really jamming out to Travis Scott. And of course, the big story was the technical difficulties during Gaga's show. Her mic wasn't working.
I'm sorry, my mic was broken for a second. To the angels, drawing circles in the clouds. Keep in mind when the devil turns around.
It's frustrating to listen to and probably really frustrating for her, but she handled it like a pro. In the next song, the mic started working again, and she just addressed it.
I'm sorry, my mic was broken for a second. At least you know I sing live.
You know what I noticed?
And I guess all we can do is our best, right? I'm definitely giving you my best tonight. I love you so much.
It's Easter weekend, right? And she's singing about the devil and the mic cuts out.
Dun, 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 dun.
She has been smoten. Smount. Whatever the past tense of that is.
That's a nice one.
Justin Bieber was there again. That was also making headlines, and I mean, that was all I saw from Coachella.
Did you see the Tyla stuff with the Britney Spears outfit?
No, I saw Tyla giving Justin Bieber a hug, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" He just said he was he was her childhood crush.
Oh, well, that's fun for her.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. No, but Tyla, she sings the, what's that song called? Water. And so she kind of just like popped up randomly like last year. But she was wearing basically the same outfit that Britney Spears was wearing in her 2001 VMAs performance. And somebody had asked her like, oh, did you get the inspo from Britney Spears? And she said, no, I just thought the outfit was fly. And I'm like, girl, come on.
Couldn't someone have given her that outfit to wear?
Yeah.
Without telling her what it was?
Well, yeah, but like that person had obviously probably been inspired by Britney. I mean, the outfit is almost exactly the same. And it's like, to me, I'm like, okay, even if you didn't know and you didn't know that was her outfit, at least you could be like, hey, it is pretty similar, you know, thanks.
Yeah.
Listen,
but it was weird. It was just weird.
When you bring up Britney, it's like she was so awesome, but her most recent post, right?
So
in the bikini in the sand, rolling around. I forgot who she's dancing to. Is a good song, too. I don't remember what song she's dancing to, but it's like, what happened to her teeth?
That's what I don't think it's the same person. Your teeth just don't change like that.
It is weird.
Do they? Like, maybe I'm wrong, but that's the one thing. It's like her whole face looks different. Like, it looks like a different person.
Well,
to
actually,
me.
her body looks kind of different too. And I know you change a little bit, but like that much? Do you change that much?
Oh, your body changes. Yeah,
your body. I know
changes.
your body can change. It's mostly like her facial features that really stand out to
her
me.
Mouth
I'm like,
looks
this doesn't
different,
look like her.
Sure.
What about the Chainsmokers? Because Peyton, you saw Chainsmokers this weekend, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually get to see Chainsmokers. It was the night before that I went. I went to the Breakaway Music Festival, which is at like Sloan Park. But the Chainsmokers did perform the night before, and I saw on Instagram that they apparently crashed a frat party. Did you guys see this? Did you see the video?
The cops came like 5 minutes into their set, kicked everyone out who was not 21.
Of course.
And then they got to like continue their set, which I was like, at least they got to like finish it out.
That's so cool. Because they were performing at Sloan Park, which to me, I'm like, okay, that was probably an ASU frat party. And I'm like, if you were the person that is a frat brother in that house, like you were goated.
Yeah.
You get the Chainsmokers
For sure.
there. Come on.
Best party ever.
Yeah.
What's the Trey Cyrus, Billy Ray Cyrus stuff?
I don't know what Katy Perry did to the Cyrus family, but Miley's brother Trace went off on Katy Perry about how she's literally stolen everything from Miley's career.
I just knew Katy Perry, though, and her team were lame as when her career was first dying. And they were like, what can we do? What worked for Miley? She cut her hair off and it broke the internet. We should do that with you, Katie. Katie's like, yeah, we should. Should we do it like slightly different? No, we're going to do it exactly the same. And also, Miley started working with Mike Will Made It, Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J. We're going to get you in with the hottest group, the Migos. You're going to do exactly what the Miley did and blow up. Guess what? It didn't work. Now we're going to send your ass to space. Didn't work. Stop
we're gonna
working.
send you
It's backfiring. Stop.
Dang, Trace.
I know. In the meantime, his dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, posted a picture on Easter, Happy Easter, kissing Elizabeth Hurley. Like, apparently there's a couple. There wasn't a whole lot of explanation other than that, but I mean, I guess I could see them as a couple. They were both like pretty iconic in their day, their heyday.
What about Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll was asked what was the most embarrassing thing that had happened to him on stage, and he was very open.
I pooped myself one time. I did. I'm sorry. Listen, it was what they call a I didn't know. I was confident it was all there. It was not.
Well, they say never trust
I'm so
one.
sorry.
Never
I watched this crowd go from loving me to just being completely out.
God, I love
I overshared again.
She said I overshared again.
Yep.